Okay.
Well. What have we here?
A girl with an attitude. A crab. She's really cute, though. Your girl is tired. Hello.
Not me leading the fuck. That's really late.
As you should, queen. As
Thank
you
you
should.
for waiting on me.
Okay. All right.
Welcome. Thank you all for being here today.
Thank you for being here today. This is your what is it? Your directorial debut. Mandy Moore just had hers. Now you're having yours.
My goodness. What was Mandy Moore's in?
A Walk
This
to
Is Us.
Remember. Isn't that what that show called? This Is Us? With
Yeah.
the families? Yeah. She just had her directorial debut on her show.
Okay.
Now it's B. Bethy's turn. I was B. Bethy's muse.
Uncut Jobs.
Uncut Gems.
Yikes.
You know how many people have not heard of like Uncut Jobs? It's so crazy.
No, it's
I've
funny.
referenced it 3 times and like each time no one knew.
Yeah, when I say it, people like always stare at me like, what is she talking about? None of your business.
No, the girls that get it.
Not none of your business.
No, very much so. The girls that get it. And the girls that don't, well,
good luck next time.
Do you want to do like a little recap of the week? Because I feel like what did you do, Corey?
Uncut Gems. I did a lot. I had 2 shows this weekend, both on the same day. And honestly, can't lie to you guys, I feel powerful.
She's a working woman.
I feel very, very powerful. I did. I was like,
powerful.
Look at me like making my dreams happen, you know?
Yeah. Okay, blick.
I said, But yeah, I just had a lot of shows this weekend, which was very nice because I really love, performing and stuff. So that was nice. That's what I did. What did you guys do?
Well, I worked. And then I worked some more, and then I worked some more. So that was great.
Yes, Riri. Work.
Episode of Jerry Springer.
And then I went to a immersive art show thing. I really like immersive art, so that was like it themed for the cherry blossoms. And then I went.
Oh, so pretty.
Yeah, it was really nice.
It is cherry blossom season. Ooh, girl.
It is sakura.
Ooh, girl.
Sakura. Cherry blossoms everywhere.
Yeah.
Go to Bath and Body Works and get the cherry blossom.
No, but that smells really good in lotion. Anyway.
Yeah. And then I went to dinner with for a friend of a friend, for a friend of a friend's boyfriend's birthday. So that was cool.
Okay, like that. Just a friend of a friend. I'm like trying to follow that in my head. It's like my cousin's second cousin's husband's cousin.
So you have your cousins,
and then your first cousins. No, that's not right, is it? No.
I don't even know. It's like, hey, let me find out.
And then I sang again, so I took a little nap after that, but it was good. So yeah, good weekend.
Yeah,
Bethy,
you guys seem to have done a lot. The universe is attacking me right now. You know what I did? I rested, and I'm still resting. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even hating this. If you want to make me nap, even though I don't want to nap right now, we'll just take a nap, okay?
Yeah.
Go to sleep.
Yeah.
So it keeps attacking, and I'm like, oh, Friday night, go to sleep.
This is Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, you want to lay in bed all day and actually not see sunlight? Actually, I worked, but go to sleep.
I mean, you can see the sunlight. It's poking through.
It's poking its little head through my tapestry that I have hung up.
Screaming.
But before the caterpillar becomes a butterfly, it goes into its chrysalis, and then it's like it's
God, I didn't even think of it that way.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Screaming.
So I love this rest for you because I can't wait to see your beautiful wings when you come out of your chrysalis.
I hope I have some blue in there somewhere.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
You can have whatever you like. You can have whatever you like. Zag's
But
on
I
dick.
totally realized that I'm a caterpillar. I'm a slushy goo right now.
Not a slushy goo. Not a slushy goo.
I mean, she's not wrong. That is what happens in there.
Not a slushy. Why does that sound like a cute nickname for someone? Like, what up, slushy goo?
Oh, well, thank you guys for coming back. Today's episode is going to be on Don't Touch My Hair.
Don't touch my hair.
Don't touch my
It's
hair.
the feeling I wear. If you don't sing that song after someone says "Don't touch my hair," what you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like seriously. Well, I feel like we could kick this off with, I feel like we should, for the people that, because girls that get it, and the girls that don't, we gotta educate.
It's true.
So,
we're just gonna, true.
It is so freaking true.
That's so true.
That's so true.
That's so true.
But
anyway, go ahead. Anyway.
Oh my god. Okay, wait. Literally yesterday, I was like giving a tour. Sorry, it relates to this, and the person just kept going, nice, like so. And at one point, I was like, yeah, it's really nice, and he was like, yeah, so nice.
Nice, yeah, right.
Jeez.
He said nice.
Give him
160 times, but
give him a thesaurus. Just like have one waiting.
I mean, hopefully he feels that's about how our hair is, after this conversation.
Like, nice.
I want to start us off with society's beauty standards, because I feel like if you're going to talk about Black hair specifically, you gotta start at the beauty standards.
Yeah.
What do you guys feel like? Because we are each in different. I feel like we are all in the same segment, but there's this really cool thing that I saw that, like, as a Black person, we do not all go through the same experiences, because you could be a Black emo kid and go through a completely different experience.
Yeah, Black people are not a monolith.
We're not.
We are.
Neither is our hair. But yeah, like,
I guess you want to, like, kind of, you want us to give us, like, our experiences with beauty standards.
Yeah, like how, because I know that you just had an amazing monumental moment in your life with your hair.
Yeah, so, I did.
I feel like you should let us know your experience.
Okay, well, I'll go first. So I don't know. Okay, so my hair was natural meaning not relaxed, and so probably from birth until 5th grade. And in 5th grade, I was like, Mom, I want to relax my hair, because before that, in order to get my hair straight, I have 4BC hair, and so in order to get it straight, I have to use a press and comb, and our grandmother is a beautician, and so she used to, like, press my hair, like,
burn the hell up on my
girl. Oh,
please leave my grandma alone.
Yeah, look, I'm just glad she didn't have shaky hands. So
yeah, she was really good at what she did.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But still, like, it's literally like it's a comb that you put on the stove to make hot, and then you use that heat to take curly hair and make it straight.
Right.
So so
dang, there's people out there who don't know what a hot comb is. Crazy. Anyway, continue.
I know. Wow, it's like, what dimension are you living? Wait a minute.
No, but lucky.
I think I left my dice in a 6 dimension.
Right now, where are y'all? No, well, I mean, we might have. This is a good opportunity for lots of great educational content this week.
I agree.
So a hot comb was used to press my hair for, like, and I really only got my hair pressed for, like, holidays. So, like, Easter, because you had to be right for Easter services, because we went to a Baptist church, missionary Baptist church, when we were with our grandmother, and Christmas. And so that was the only time that I would have my hair straight. And then, I wanted my hair to swing like the girlies in my class.
No, so young. I want to swing. Sorry. I had to do it. I knew you would get the reference. I had to do it.
So I wanted it to swing with the girlies in my class, who were all, like, or mostly white. And so, like, I went and I would get my hair pressed. And then in 5th grade, I got my hair relaxed. And I'm like, as I'm talking about this, I'm remembering this like weird experience I had at soccer camp once. I went to soccer camp with Dad. And like my hair like was in like plaits, and like you could lift, with someone with texture hair like mine, your hair will stay in wherever you put it. So if you put your hair up, it'll stay up. If it's up, then it's stuck, and I remember like people making that. I think that was probably the first time I really had like consciousness about like my hair and how it was different than other people's hair, because they're like, oh, I wish my hair would stay up like that when I did it. And I can't remember if I felt like ostracized about that, or if I was just like, oh, that's thing. Like, I never thought about it before. Like obviously I recognize differences, but I never thought about it in that terms until someone pointed it out. So I got a relaxer, and then, I got relaxers. Like I continued to get relaxers every 6 weeks, for that period until I went to, college. And then in college, I decided to like stop getting relaxers, and so I went natural. That's what it's going natural is. I went natural.
Sure did.
And then I started experimenting with wigs, but the wig technology was not where it is today, and so it was a lot.
Hair on it.
Huh?
I said the wig technology back then was a hat with some hair on it.
Yeah, and really basic wigs were expensive, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
So, I started experimenting with wigs. I had braids within there because, that's like the number one go-to protective style for young girls. And then, I don't know, I think I always felt like, I think when I got the wig, I felt different, right? And I think people responded to me differently. And then I realized, okay, when my hair is longer, I tend to get a little bit more positive male attention. When my hair my hair is shorter, I still get attention and it's still positive, but definitely I get more when my hair is longer, right? And so then I think I got attached to the idea of having long hair. So I just like didn't know how to care for my hair for it to like grow, right? For me to retain length. And so I just would always keep it in braids. And I remember like recently, I went through a lot in the past couple of years, and I was just like, man, Amber Rose, for example, when you look at Amber Rose, you see her before pictures and her after pictures before she became Amber Rose. She looks so basic with her regular hair. You know what I mean? And then you see her and she has this hairstyle that it's just like, it's edgy, it's fashion, it's interesting. You know what I mean? All without her saying anything. It was like this, she became like another character. And so that was something that I wanted to attain. Like I want to find that hairstyle where you just look at it and you're like, were you born like this? Because it just looks like you, but it like elevates you. And so for a while I had been saving pictures. This is a long story. Sorry, I'll try to make it a little bit shorter.
Rose's hair because it makes her look like Caillou. So
what?
I said I love Amber Rose's hair because it makes her look like Caillou.
I love Caillou.
Oh, rude self. But yeah, so I for the longest time, probably for 10 years, I had always saved this hairstyle, like shaved sides, because I'm like, oh, I think that's so cool and so edgy, but I can never do that. That's what I would always like say to myself, right? Because I was so attached to my hair, and being able to like having it at a certain length, you can always like put like extensions in if you want it to be longer. And so finally, I don't know. I was just like, I don't know, Corinne, because I think I was talking to Corey about it. I don't know where the switch happened. But I was like, I didn't want to cut my hair. And
oh my gosh, Samaya, I'm sorry to interject.
No, go for it.
It was like every day, or just every time I talk to you for like months on end. I think I want to cut my hair. I think I want to shave my sides. I was like, that when she did it, I was so sorry. When she did it, she called me. I was like in the middle of brainstorming an idea for a music video. So I was like in deep stress. And she was like, she FaceTimed me and she's like, look, I cut my hair. And I'm like, yes.
She said, you're a Black woman with shaved sides. I said, oh, okay.
It was a learning moment though, because it taught you something. So, but because I asked back, I was like, Smelia, do you like your hair? You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, like, I love you and I wanted you to get this haircut and I'm so happy that you finally did it because you were talking about it on months on end where I was like, do it. Do it. So it was like, for me, I'm like,
my sister has been telling me.
No, literally. Like when you're in that turmoil where you're just like so stressed out, and you're just like, I've been by your side on this entire journey.
Well, yeah, I think, that was the thing, right? Like, I wanted to get to a place where I think part of what makes Amber Rose's hair like make that statement is because she feels more confident with it, right? And I think that, that conversation that you and I had was definitely instrumental in helping me be like, well, do I have, my hair has always been something that I a vehicle for me to get external validation. And I had to, when I cut my sides and like, that was your response, I had to really take a step back and I'm like, wait, do I like my hair? You know what I mean? And that's where I was like, no, I love this style. And I think that level of confidence when you're like, I don't really need anybody else to validate how I feel about myself, was really instrumental for me. So that's been my whole journey, as of today. And I have right now shaved sides. It's short on the top, but I have like faux locks, which I actually really love.
It gives me like Viking vibes.
Yeah. Like when I was talking to like one of my coworkers about this, who's like, she's a Cancer, she's super artsy, and I'm like, she'll like go there with me when I'm like in an idea, and I'm like, I really like. She's like, yeah, it's kind of like dystopian princess, because what I loved about long hair was that it gave me that like princess vibes, and I think that's still very much me, but like now it's like dystopian princess. You know what
it's
I
mean?
Like,
yeah, princess can look any way.
Yeah, like I'm a princess, and I will still, like stand my ground. I'll still stand up for my people.
Yeah.
And I think that the way I was perceived, and we could talk about this later, but the way I was perceived when I had like more, I don't know, socially acceptable hair, I think really played into how I was treated in relationships as well. But that's another topic. But yeah, that's my journey.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Same.
Mine was a little different. Y'all remember that time I came home?
Oh, wow.
I won't say what I said.
I don't want to censor you, but
but please censor yourself, please. I don't ask this very often.
It was a little different. So I grew up around predominantly people of another religion or race.
And you guys went to prep school, so that's different.
We went to prep school, so it's way different.
Or collegiate school. I don't know what you call them.
I feel like
I just call them private schools.
Yeah.
I feel like those kids really were they meant well. No, they didn't.
They were menaces to society.
They were racist. I'm not gonna lie. They were raised in a society that they didn't think that other people could be beautiful or fit in their space. And I'm just gonna be honest, like y'all may not be like that today, but y'all were very much like that as children, and it was very problematic.
And there were kids there who witnessed. Yeah, there were kids there who witnessed who you used to be.
Yeah, there's a lot.
It's like good thing you changed, but it's like before you changed,
don't forget who you were.
Yeah,
because there's a kid out there who get traumatized. So no, but like so my experience was like when I was a kid I used to copy everything Similia did. So first I started with like my sister Similia used to do. I was gonna say my sister Similia used to do our hair all the time. She was tasked with that job, so she did a really good job of upkeeping our hair up until like 5th, 6th grade. 6th grade. I think I asked for a relaxer. And then I went to like one of these kids' houses and I was like super happy I got my hair done because I hadn't gotten it straight. And I didn't see it like, although mom had a hair straightener or a hairstylist who used to do the black bob.
The bump.
Y'all know what I'm talking about?
The bump at the
end. No matter how
end.
long your hair was, sis was going to cut that shit and make it to a bob.
I'm not gonna lie, we love her. She's so sweet, but she knew one hairstyle, and that's okay. And that's okay.
I don't know how you got out of beautician school, but that's okay.
Oh gosh.
No, I'm playing. She knew 3 hairstyles. Anyway,
not 3.
It was the bob, the pixie, and something else.
She'd curl it like sometimes. Yeah.
So, and every black girl knows what we talking about with that daggone James Brown bob. And we'll put a picture on our page for you to understand. So, you know, I went to this party and I'm like super happy. I got my little curls. Like somebody say, like you just the day that you get your hair to swing, you're a different person. It's don't talk to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, one thing that you know, if anybody who's gotten a relaxer or a perm, you know that you cannot get your hair wet in the first, whether it be days, because it will revert the hair back to its original state. It'll
activate the ammonium thiglycolate.
Okay, Elwood.
Oh my freaking
god! I'm sorry.
Screaming. So yes. So I was sitting on the edge of this like hot tub. I will never forget this. And you know, of course, the kids think it's funny, and they're like, they decide to throw water on my hair, my freshly relaxed hair that I just got straightened. My mom spent over $100 on it, and I knew I wasn't gonna get my hair redone, so I would have to walk around like a chia pet until she decided that she wanted to take me to get it redone, because you know, she meant well, but in her mind, it was like, you should have been more responsible. And it's like, how can I not make people throw water on my hair? I'm sitting here, you know, I'm an innocent person.
Right.
So that happened. And the one thing that I will never forget from that experience was his mother actually came in the bathroom. And this was a, you know, middle-aged white woman, but she came in the bathroom. She brought like, you guys, like 3 different hair straighteners, hair ties, barrettes. And like, she's like, I'm so sorry. I completely understand. My roommate in college was Black. If you need anything, I'll try to help you. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go home.
Yeah.
You know, it was a nice moment with his mother.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go home.
Yeah. You needed to come home. Come on.
I need to leave. Mom, come get me.
Mom, I hate it here.
I hate it here. Come get me.
I want to go home.
And then after that, I started doing wigs. My first wig was like, or I just started doing wig sewing. So I started getting extensions sewn in 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade. And then I was still kind of like somewhat like dabbling in the creamy crack. And
creamy crack is another word for relaxers.
Yes. It's the creamy crack is the relaxer. It's the white stuff, you know? And so when somebody came home from college, I mean, down the street, she had said, conversation. Yeah, it's a different topic because that's just, my dissociation is terrible. She was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be natural. And then from there, I was like, oh shoot, like let me go do what she did. So immediately from there, so from like 10th grade on, I have been natural. I haven't had anything put in my hair other than water and shampoo.
Yeah.
So it's been an interesting journey because I'm definitely a lazy natural. I just wear my hair braided up in prison braids underneath this wig. Mm-hmm. And I go about my life because I like it that way. So my experience within beauty standards, I would say I only know it with that of a wig because when I was younger, I would do my cornrow braids to play basketball and soccer. And the kids would call me Spider Girl.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Wow. I like the nickname. F them. Because like now, the plaits that we would have, the plaits, they like went out in like a bunch of different directions. You know them.
No, but I didn't have those, Corey. I had just basic cornrows with the bees at the end, and they were calling me Spider Girl.
Maybe that's like Allen Iverson, you know?
Yeah, is it because Allen Iverson's from the same area that we were from? Like, is that?
I don't know. They were calling me Spider Girl.
That is rude. So, I think it's rude, but I don't know if it's rude. Like,
yeah, no, it was rude. It was meant to be rude. It wasn't meant to be like, oh my god, Allen. No, they were calling me Spider Girl because of my hair.
That's such a strange. Like, it's not even a good insult.
Yeah, like
because straight backs don't look like spiders.
No, they don't. But
you mean boxer braids?
No, girl. I had cornrows with these. They were straight, like plaits all the way back. Like them. You guys remember them because I have my basketball photos are with them. So yeah, that was my experience then. And then obviously, I only ever know the experience with my weaves because I don't wear my hair out at all because, like I said, I'm lazy. And we'll get to it later with protecting your hair. Y'all already see how I treat my face.
Oh no.
Give it up already.
Oh no. Oh wow. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Y'all don't ever be saying nothing. Y'all just like leave it in the lurch.
I said, what about you, Corey?
Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry.
You were so laughing.
I didn't. Okay, yeah. I think it's because I was laughing. I didn't hear you. I apologize. Yeah. So I actually was like very much so the family ragdoll. Like whatever anyone else decided to do with my hair was what was going to get done with my hair. I don't think I actually had a say in what I did with my hair until like maybe high school age. So I never really cared because I feel like in the times where I was like, I want to do this with my hair, it was like, well, kind of too bad, you know? So I just kind of like, it wasn't really something that was really pressing for me. And then I remember in 7th grade, I remember, you know, someone got scissor happy with my hair.
Who?
And one of the beauticians that mom took me to, she just like, she got very scissor happy, meaning like, not even like, oh, I'm cutting. Like she just, it was very disrespectful what she did with my hair, without talking to me about it or mom. And that was when I really started to be cognizant about the decisions and the choices that I make with my hair.
Yeah.
Is when that woman cut my hair off with like not talking to either one of me and mom about it first.
Right.
Because it just felt like a violation. And I was like, okay, I never want to go back to this lady. And I also need to start like really like that. It's so evil. Like, oh, this kid doesn't care what I do with her hair. Okay. Like what? Okay.
Give you a James Brown bob.
I mean, it'd be one thing if I was like, I want straight hair and she bumped the ends, but she was like, snip, snip, snip. I'm just going to cut it off. So I went into 7th grade with very, very short hair. And I remember the girls would always be like, you know, I was in this little like friend group and they'd be like, we're all wearing our hair in pigtails tomorrow. And like, I have literally no hair. So I'm like, I have hair, but it's like really short. It's a teeny weeny afro.
Yeah. It's WA.
Yeah. My curls are very cute. Listen, don't get me wrong, but it's like, I didn't really know how to manage my curls in a way where I felt confident and beautiful.
Yeah.
So most times I would just go with a picked out afro because that's really all I knew how to do. And which I really wish I just embraced my curls more. You know, I really wish at that time I had
the whole natural hair movement really hadn't started like it is. You know what I mean? I feel like if you came of age like now, it'd be different.
Yeah. But yeah, back in the day was
we
like
really paved the way. 90s kids with us.
But yeah, I remember the next year I got braids, right? And I was like cool in my school, like cool in the sense of like people liked me in my grade. And I remember like obviously I liked other boys and I feel like they were like cool with me, but I felt like they never really looked at me for real. And then I remember I came to school with braids in my hair and I remember hearing someone being like, "Oh my God, Corinne's hot." And I was like so flabbergasted. Like
I got the same face that I've always had.
Literally, I was like, oh, so all it took was for me to put braids in my hair for you guys to notice. Like that's, I don't know how I feel about that actually, you know? And then when I went to high school, I feel like I still kind of cared, but not really. I remember I do like this bang. Okay, listen, I was doing bangs back in the day when like the girls was getting roasted for bangs. Now it's cool to have bangs, but the girls was getting roasted for having bangs. But I loved my little bangs because I felt like it set me apart and like I looked different from like you guys. And like we're growing up where you feel like you're constantly like almost twin like where you have someone where you're like kind of constantly kind of like, oh, I'm going to buy you the same clothes, just in different colors.
Yeah.
I feel like, I remember when I got bangs, it's a picture of me and Beth, and we're in like the lady who just did our hair's bathroom. And I remember I took in a picture of Selena Gomez when she had just cut her hair and she had those little curtain bangs. And I was like, give me this. And the girl gave me that. And I remember feeling, so this was like a sew-in. I remember feeling so like confident. Like I just loved the way I look. It was still a very short, like bobbish hairstyle, but the little bangs made me feel just like I had my own little identity.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, I remember I used to do this one bang style with this one lady and she used to do this intense leave out. But like, can you imagine? It's a circle on your head of like a leave out of it's not enough hair to do a leave out. And then I don't know how to like make my leave out work. So I'm like, I don't want to leave out.
Blend it.
I don't want to leave out. That's too much work. But the lady's like, no, trust me, it's going to look so good with the leave out. I'm like, yeah, but if I'm asking to not have one, I feel like you shouldn't give me one. But anyway, when I got to college, that was the first time I really like experimented with my hair. So I had like these people that I used to hang out with help me like bleach and dye my hair. And I dyed it purple, my natural hair. Because I got relaxers, but like once I started caring more about my hair and like the lady cut all my hair off, I just let it grow back. But that's probably what she was trying to do. Because she was giving real naturalista. And I feel like that's what because her children had locks. Yeah. Like Chloe and Hallie type, like you could tell they've been growing them since they were kids type locks. Yeah. And I feel like that's what that's what she was trying to do to me, which is like, still, you need my consent to do that, but nonetheless. So yeah, I like had my natural hair when I got to college. Like I had natural hair from the time she cut it to like I went to college. Because once I was not really into the relaxers anyway. I just did it because like I said, I was not the one controlling my hair.
Yeah. And they used to make you think that like the narrative around relaxers was that like that was the only way that you could really care for your hair.
Yeah. It was because it was like it was the natural thing to do.
Yeah,
it was like you go to the salon to get the relaxer.
To get a relaxer.
Yeah.
Because otherwise your hair is not manageable, which is not true, but that was the narrative that was pushed.
That was the standard that society had set on us.
Yeah. In order to be acceptable.
Yeah. So I bleached and dyed my actual hair when I got to college, and it was like doing a weird growing thing because it was almost like restarting the growth, and I also was not taking care of it. But I remember I started wearing my hair like out, like without wigs and stuff.
Yeah.
And then when I got out of college, I started like I was in an environment where I felt comfortable enough to just like take my time with my hair. And so I used to put my hair up in ponytails. Like I went through this summer where I just wore ponytails, and I wore ponytails like every single day, and my hair grew from that. And then, I had someone that meant a lot to me, like had to go through something where they didn't get to have their hair anymore. Mm-hmm. And I feel like at that point for me, I was like, I feel like I never cared about hair anyways. And all of the things that hair does to my people where they feel bad about themselves or like they're discriminated against a job. Like to me, it was like a protest where it was like the person who had like to shave their head, hair meant a lot to them. Like hair was like I remember that entire time they were like brushing my hair and like, help me, I want to help you grow your hair out and all this stuff. And I was just like, I don't care about hair for real. Like hair is just not important to me. And after that, I was like, oh yeah, hair is definitely not important to me. Like zoop, like get the whatever, the razor, the whatever it's called, and like let's just shave it off. And then I did like bleaching, like half side, which I thought was really cool. That's something I'd always wanted to do. Like I like putting little designs in my in my shaved head.
Yeah.
But I also just really love wigs because I love to switch my wig, make them feel like you cheating. In the words of Megan Thee Stallion. I used to, in college, like when I wore wigs, I used to go to like my AM class in a purple wig and then like my PM class in like a green wig. Like I would always switch my wig throughout the day just because it was fun. I like that. It's like not necessarily like a character, but like I feel like a different person. You know what I like? I get to see myself with so many different hairstyles. My hair, I can still, braid my hair in cornrows, but I get to, do so many cool and fun hairstyles. So yeah, I really like wigs, and I'm starting to grow my hair back out, and I don't really know what I want to do with it. I think I need to definitely take care of it more, let it breathe a lot more.
Yeah.
So while it's in this in-between stage, I definitely want to try to get it braided and,
nice.
Yeah. Do some straight backs.
How do you guys feel like maybe that has made you feel, or how do you think that your hair has directly influenced your treatment in corporate America or in society at all? The subscriber you have called cannot come to the phone.
Oh gosh, who wants to go first?
I low-key kind of want to go first.
Go for it.
I want to drag.
Oh, drag them, girl. Gather them, girl.
I don't know where we at. Oh, we on that ass. Okay. So for me, my hair in corporate America has always been luckily I'm in an office now with women that are learning to be progressive. They're trying very hard. We actually just got another girl who is Black and Hispanic, so it makes it a little bit easier because she's got very, very curly hair. And so, nobody says anything to her. But every now and then, I will switch my wig up, make it feel like he's cheating. And they'll, maybe oh, is that your hair? Or, oh my God, I loved when your hair was curly and in a ponytail, and it makes you look so, your hair's, and it's why is this the discussion of conversation?
Right.
Yeah. Madeline, when you come into work with your hair straight and actually washed, no one says anything. You wanna know why? It's not on my head. It doesn't bother me. I could tell you look beautiful that day, but there's no really need to be so is that dry shampoo? Or did you actually use shampoo today? Why are your hands in my hair?
I wasn't expecting for you to come that hard. I'm like recovering. Give me a second.
I'm just saying. Why are your fingers anywhere in my hair?
Yeah. I think, my thing with that, I mean, this is a bigger discussion also, but like, my thing with that is like, if we're not close, if you've never been to my house, right? Like, so if my sister came over to my house her hair looked good, I might touch her hair, right?
Yeah.
I might like play in my sister's hair if I want, because it's my sister.
Yeah.
You know, like if you've never been to my house, if we've never broken bread together, if we're not close, why
we have not established a connection of
right,
any
like,
sort.
It should just be like common decency to like make, like, you know, observe my personal space and my boundaries. Like, why are you like helping yourself? If we're close, I probably wouldn't mind. But like, if we're not close like that, why would you think that that's okay?
I still mind whether we close or not. Like, if like family is fine, that's one. But friends, fingers broke.
Right? Well, that's true. That's true.
Like side note off this. Last night I was at the bar and I had washed my wig, and because I was like, I want the girl to swing tonight, so I pre-washed it and just let her air dry instead of like blow drying out so that it was pin straight. So I wanted the texture to still be in it, so it dries like super kind of wavy. And I went out and this girl, right when I walk in the bar, she's like, "Oh my God, you look hot," and I just see her hand in slow-mo.
Like, no, Starkeisha, no.
I just nails too. So her hand is in slow-mo grabbing a chunk of my hair. It looks so good. And I just like, I froze. I genuinely froze because I'm like, you know, your first reaction is to slap somebody.
That's not always my reaction.
But you know what?
That's
go
your
on.
reaction.
Yeah. Your first reaction is to slap somebody when they stick your hand in your hair. If you didn't know that.
Yeah. It's like, why are you coming towards me like that?
Yeah.
Oh, child.
I've never had any issue in the corporate world, and I think it's because mostly like I do just wear very like basic, like straight black wigs with my little makeshift bang cut into all of my daggone wigs to work. I will say the one time I had one job where I started off wearing my wig to work and it fell off at work.
Oh, man. Yikes.
It fell off at work. Luckily it was like after hours, but I remember screaming and like the two people in the back like looked towards me and I like it was
embarrassing.
After that I stopped wearing wigs to that job and like, but no one like, because I just wore it in a ponytail, that was like also very close to the summer I started wearing my hair in ponytails.
Yeah.
I just always wore it in a ponytail and like put like added hair in it that was like a different color. No one ever said anything to me. But I think I still had the illusion that I had longer hair than what I did, and I think that was my saving grace because it was like, oh, we don't mind if her hair is like curly, as long as it's like she still looks feminine. Because I worked at the front.
Hair under that thing, because let it be bald.
No, yeah. Oh my gosh, and like that's like another thing where people use an insult of like, oh, you're bald, like,
or you have to wear wigs.
Yeah, and it's like, no, I wear wigs because I want to. Like, I feel like that's such a stigma.
Some of your favorites wear wigs, baby. You know, the people that you literally trying to emulate your life after are wearing a wig. They're not even wearing their real hair. Their hair be shorter than mine.
Yeah, or like extensions or something like that.
Right,
yeah,
or like
hair is literally shorter than mine.
Yeah. You get a lot of people think like, because like black, or at least before, I think that perception is changing, at least I hope it is, but like that perception, like, oh, like, can you even grow black hair?
Yeah.
You know,
they sold so many lies to us.
Yeah.
Like, your hair doesn't grow, it's not as manageable, making like, I love the argument when people are like, I wear wigs because like it's easier than managing my own hair. It's like, no, I've seen the tutorials you girls is doing.
Right.
It's right around the same thing. But like, if you want to wear a wig, just say you want. Like, I don't. People,
no, girl. I'm gonna tell you this like this. For me, it is. It's because like I watch those videos on if you want to make your hair grow and you want it to be healthy, what the actual attention to detail that they're putting in. Where I could literally, this wig could pop off my head, go on the nightstand, and I don't gotta do nothing. Put a wig grip on the perimeter of my hair, and pop the wig on and go outside, and it's done.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you need to do the extent of what people are doing all the time, personally. I think my hair grew the most when I was really just throwing it up in a ponytail and like just washing it and like, you know, just taking care of it. I feel like that's when my hair grew the absolute most, is when I was just like
My hair
tending to it and like watering it like it was like a little plant.
And that's the thing. My hair grew like, so look at our hair like different plants. There's some plants that they get watered once, every few months,
That's
and
a really good analogy, Elizabeth. Keep going.
they're growing.
Yeah.
You might be a plant that gets watered every day and could get roughed up like that. Because I'm gonna tell you something. My hair would break off if I put my hair in a ponytail every day. So my hair grows. I wash it and put that thing in braids and don't touch it, and it'll come back and it'll be like, oh dang, it grew. I guess I got to take it out and wash it again.
Yeah. That's a really good analogy.
Yeah, but I still wear wigs.
I am a succulent bitch.
Not a succulent.
I still wear wigs, even though I like to take care of, like, even though like in that session where I was like putting my hair in ponytails, like I still enjoy wearing a wig. That was my point. Is just like, I think it's all a matter, for me, it's all a matter of what I feel like doing, and regardless of like what your hair takes to grow, like it's your decision of what you want to do.
Yeah.
I think that the only time it really matters is just making sure that young Black girls know that their hair is beautiful, and making sure these lies aren't sold to them.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's a bad thing to want to look like Megan Thee Stallion or Megan Fox or whoever. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing to want to do those things to your hair, but I just think acceptance of ourselves, how we are, the way our hair naturally grows, no matter whichever way your hair naturally goes,
right,
is the radical acceptance is really the goal.
So, Simile, do you have any corporate stories?
Oh, do I? I mean, I think the whole reason I actually tried to avoid corporate America, because I had some really like interesting things said to me, like in college. So even like down to my name, like this not hair, right? They're like, maybe if you make your name like Sam such and such, like it'll be more acceptable, and you can't wear your hair like this because it won't be acceptable. So like acceptability politics has been something that has plagued me. Like it's in the back of my mind, right? So I like purposely sought after environments where I could do whatever TF I wanted to do, because I didn't want to have to deal with that, like, am I being held back because like people don't like the way my hair is, or they think, like some people, if your hair is different colors, right, they'll be like, oh, ghetto girl, right? But meanwhile, if I was not Black and I changed the color of my hair, no one would say anything. They'd be like, oh, she's edgy, she's punk,
Kylie Jenner.
Right. And that has changed too. But like when I was coming of age, like as a young adult coming out of college, that was something that was not as accepted as it is now. Which is hard to believe, but that's the reality of it. So I felt like I had to censor myself so much just so I could get a job. You know what I mean? And so then I'm like, no, I'm going to grad school. What? Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because there's this picture that I posted when it's like me at the interview, and it was like gray hair, and it's like after I got the job, fro.
No, literally. But so that was it early on. So then I went grad school route. I still was very like safe with my hair. I didn't do a lot of colors. I didn't actually put color in my hair, like colorful braids in my hair, until when I did those blue braids, right? Like I never did any like non-natural color until like probably 2 years ago. And like the level of stress that I was feeling, because I'm like, I worked in a really conservative, like mostly white, all white, pretty much like place, and so that feeling of, even if no one said anything, the people that I worked with genuinely cared about me, right? So I think if they knew that what they were saying was hurting my feelings, they would probably move differently. But it's like we talked about earlier last week, Corinne, like how sometimes you don't mean to be hurtful, but you're still hurtful. You know what I mean? So like sometimes the experience that I was having, like, y'all, like that's actually offensive.
Yeah.
And just trying to like mitigate that opportunity for offenses to occur. Like I was doing a lot of like mental gymnastics about what I was going to do to my hair, what my hair was going to look like, because I wore a wig and early on, and they're like, oh, your hair just changes all the time. I'm like, Okay.
It's such an odd
like,
comment to me.
Yeah, okay, like if you like it, say it looks nice and like keep it moving. Like don't make it such a big deal. Now I feel self-conscious. Or like, and then later on when I would wear a wig and someone said like, oh, is that a wig? It's like, I mean, we're not homegirls. You know what I mean?
Right.
If we were homegirls and you asked me that, like I would not have a problem with it. But I mean,
I have a problem with that because I have had friends where I think I called you guys. This is actually people they're not even friends. I hate when I do that. I hate when I do that.
And it's a learning experience.
They're not friends. I had acquaintances.
Okay.
Like you're saying, Sam.
Yeah.
Who, my coworker, we went to a party and there was a bunch of white dudes around. Me and Corey just talked about this earlier, where white men be really trying to get it. Like white men really be over here in the chocolatey sauce. Okay.
Oh my gosh, Beth.
They do. Sorry about it. Hate it for your fathers.
Oh, come on.
But literally, and the guy was like talking to me, and I was not my type, girl. I'm sorry, like that you feel threatened. But one of the girls had said, oh, I like your hair, and the other girl goes, it's a wig, in front of them, and I said, and it sure is.
Yeah, that was like her trying to level you, though. That was kind of,
and I'm still gonna swing it, bitch.
Yeah. That's horrible. Friend.
No, that's why I said. That's why I said I hate when I do that, because it was not a friend. It was an acquaintance.
Yeah. Like my experiences were never like that where I felt like I was trying to be leveled, but it was like, this is a weird question. And like, let's say I had alopecia, or let's say I was going through chemotherapy, right? And I was wearing a wig. You would dare not ask me that because it's offensive.
Right.
Why is it offensive? Right? Like, because like
it's sensitive.
Yeah, it's something that's sensitive, especially because as Black women, we've been made to feel like the way our hair grows out of our head is not acceptable. And so, like, if I'm trying to do something to make me feel confident and you're pointing it out, it's like, I mean, can I live? Damn.
Right.
So,
no,
like,
because you are not allowed to feel better than me.
It's baffling. So that was my experience. And then I think, remember when you guys were with me, I was down at the house when I was like trying to decide, like, am I going to put blue hair in my hair? I don't know. Is it going to be acceptable? And then I was just like, like, screw it. I'm going to do it, And
she did it.
And I did it, and it looked great. And I was just like, it's mermaid vibes over here. And, you can stay mad about it if you are. And obviously, like, I think when you stand in the fullness of who you are, like, most people aren't going to say anything.
They had a problem with it, but they were treading so lightly with you that they weren't going to say nothing.
Well, because it was so overt, right? It's like it's electric blue. Like, what are you going to say? You know?
Right. Right.
It would have been
also it's you just living your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the
crazier part.
Right. And I think for me, it's like if I wanted to live under those such restrictive like expectations, I probably would have been in the corporate environment. But because I'm not in the corporate, or I wasn't in the corporate environment at the time, I'm like, if we would have wanted them to be sissies, we would have named them Dr. Quinn and Medicine Woman. Like, God. If I want to wear my hair like this, I'm going to wear my hair like this.
Yeah.
And people accepted it. And so I think that made it easier the reception was positive, only positive, at least to my face. I don't, you never know what people really think, but it was always positive to my face.
People that talk about you behind your back that can't say it to your face is a fan. And that's, I truly believe that, because I am not afraid to tell somebody I do not like something.
Right.
Like,
so
I'm not gonna waste this energy going behind your back when I can say to your face. It's trash.
Right. So all that to say that it was a positive experience. And then but it's always something that I'm like mindful of, like, how is my hair going to be perceived? Am I going to, like, I had one time where I did wear straight backs, and like the comment was made like, oh, you look like someone who would have beat me up on the playground, and it ended up, yeah,
girl.
Oh no,
girl, she would have got dragged.
It was a very uncomfortable like conversation. Yeah, it was super uncomfortable because like when it was,
I would have said, elaborate.
Huh?
Yeah, you taught me that. Elaborate.
Yeah, say more about that. No, I actually let it go when it was first said, and then it was brought up another day. Like, oh, you remember when so-and-so said that? And I was like, actually, it's not okay.
Yeah.
And so, again, the people that I was speaking to, they were very receptive to hear what I had to say, but they didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't understand like why that's a problem, why that's a bigger systemic issue. Because if you perceive me, if I wear my hair the way like it comes out of my hair, and someone was like, oh, your hair comes out of your head in braids, I was like, Bro, if I wear my hair in a way that you perceive as dangerous, and then you then like treat me as if I'm some dangerous person just because you don't like the way my hair is, that's actually a problem. That creates a hostile environment for me.
Racism.
So it's, but you know, like trying to explain like the deeper impact of what the person is saying, while also like trying to protect myself, while also just trying to exist, while also dealing with the own like shame that you feel when people make those types of comments, especially because like I am like the least likely to like, I'm not trying to come at anybody. I'm really just trying to live a peaceful life, you know? So for you to put that like that judgment on me just because my hair is in braids, that like cornrows, it was baffling. It was a lot to like navigate. It just feeling like, oh, I don't want to have to navigate this. So I guess I'll just wear my hair in a way that's more acceptable.
Well, I think that's almost like important because of the fact that like what you're saying, with the fact that we just had, you know, Ketanji Jackson Brown go in. Did you know that before her there was a woman that forgot her name. She was a woman that was denied a job because she had dreads. She had sister lock dreads.
Yeah.
And she lost that case. And then a few years later, Ketanji Brown is now being sworn in.
Yeah.
So it's almost like
Uno reverse.
Uno reverse.
Yeah.
Uno reverse.
Well, you know, like they passed the Crown Act, right, where people can't be like discriminated because of their hair, and they're like, I think like progress is happening, right? The military is being more open with people who have locks. Like Judge Ketanji has, you know, her sister locks. Like I think people are starting to kind of be more accepting of it. But man, like if being on the front lines of having to explain that to people is like why it's exhausting. Like why I don't want to do this.
I don't explain it. I just let people sit in their ignorance. But I do also think that people do this thing called weaponizing ignorance. And I learned this where they will pretend they don't know what they're saying is ignorant, because for some reason they get a sick pleasure out of getting you. They think that asking these ignorant questions makes you squirm. It doesn't make me squirm. It makes you look dumb when I don't answer it.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel I choose to believe in the situations that I was talking about, that those people genuinely were not trying to
incite violence.
They
cause harm.
I choose to believe that these particular individuals were not trying to cause harm, even though they did. But yeah, I think oftentimes it is very easy to weaponize that ignorance and be like, oh, I didn't know. But you know, it's an individual choice. Like I think if it would have been other people that I didn't like genuinely care about, I probably would have had a different response. But you care about people, you don't want to, if they've offended you, you want to let them know, because it's like, I'm going to be around you again, so I don't want this to happen again, so let's just talk about it now.
Yeah.
But that can be exhausting.
I mean, yeah, friendships are work. And like yeah, I know, literally I'm done with vulnerability. But I can't even tell you like but yeah, I 1000% agree that like when it comes to someone that you have respect for and you feel like has respect for you, and like you know that they might not mean harm, like where you're in a space where you can have those conversations, because you might not always be in a space, and I want to let anybody out there who's listening know that you don't have to be in that space. Like just learn about hair, learn about hair and your hair and how it pertains to you, and that and like, because like Beth said earlier, we all have different hair. Like all of our hair is treated different, needs to be treated differently. So find out what's best for you, do that for you, but love yourself in the process of whatever you do, as long as the end result is you loving yourself as you are, and you don't feel like you have to be in like whatever you need to do to survive. Okay. Like we get it. We understand.
The play that I was just in, Black Girl Magic, literally talked about the, you know, how we've all gone through that experience of like straightening our hair to make ourselves fit that beauty standard. But like, to be perfectly honest, I be doing my own thing. Like these wigs don't even be laid right. But guess what?
You think I really don't
care.
Listen, when I saw never mind. When I saw one of my favorite singers show up on a stage with a unbrushed ponytail. I said, nobody better tell me nothing ever again. Because she's making millions and that hair is not brushed, okay? Okay, all right. As long as we're on the same page, nobody better say anything about my ponytails. Per. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us on this. I feel like we could honestly keep going on this topic. Part 2 to this. Yeah, we should definitely. We're gonna do a part 2 to this topic because this is such a this is a rich conversation that I feel like just she needs to be unpacked. You know,
to say
the conversation needs to be had. Okay,
because I don't want my edges snapped.
We can talk about edges. Yeah,
we could. Although the girlies editing their edges because of Kylie Jenner. So
what are they calling them? Squigglies or whatever the heck.
Yeah.
Sticky bangs. Oh man. Sorry.
They're calling like laid edges sticky bangs, Beth.
You know what? Y'all are canceled. See, have a seat. Let me show you how it's done, baby. Sticky bangs. I'm just gonna start calling them sticky bangs just to be funny.
Just because it's hilarious.
When I go to my hair, when I go to get my hair done, I'm be like, girl, can you give me some of them sticky bangs? You know, like sticky the little bangs. Other girls, the other girls be doing straight hair. Can you give me them sticky bangs?
Oh my god! Man. Do you guys like laid edges like that? I don't like.
I do not.
I do to a certain extent. It has to.
I like them for other people.
Frame.
I
think Sweetie is the queen of sticky bangs.
Who?
I will say that. Sweetie, I love her sticky bangs.
It's Sweetie, bitch.
It's Sweetie. I love her sticky bangs, but there's a lot of people that girl, no. Why are you doing that?
Yeah, I think it doesn't. I don't think every slicked edge looks great, but I think for the most part, like I love a baby hair mom. You know,
I love the way it looks for other people. I just personally would not wear.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it for both ways. Like, yeah. When my baby hairs, when my natural hair started, obviously, when my baby hair started growing in, I was like, ooh, she feels like a bad bee. Like, that's when I honestly felt prettiest, is when my baby hairs grew in. Aww. But anyway, thank you guys. Like we said, we're definitely going to do a part 2 on this. So make sure you're following us on Instagram, interact with us, ask us questions, all that jazz. And we'll see you guys next Monday.
Monday.
All right.
See you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye. And don't touch our hair.
And remember,
yourself.
Don't touch people's hair.
You're nice, sweet, smooth.